One of our ultimate goals in hip hop is to get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Which hip hop needs its own thing.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
I don't think that's weird.
But what I'm saying is, it's an honor. It's an honor. Like LL, like when we found out LL, Crop Quest is getting inducted into the
right now. Shout out to Outkast and Salt and Pepper who
being
nominated.
We like saluted. We want to, but so it's in a certain way saying we respect rock and roll.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about that?
Well, I've always said that I got into hip hop through the back door in terms of my career. Like I could have, just like a little way of like explaining it is I when I first started like making my own songs, and then Joe and I would make songs together. I had met the guys from Styles of Beyond through our mutual friend Dub 007, and I realized I could go that path and like start making rap records and like trying to break in. And then at the same time, we had this rock, rap, electronic, like we had this weird mashup thing going on with the band that started to happen. And I realized, oh, that's like a way that I can rap and express that part of who I am, but do it in a really creative and different, at the time, very different way. And so I could get into that scene and like meet rappers that I admired and work with different people through this like back door.
Right.
So yeah, for me, it was very much like, I never thought that would lead me to Jay-Z, to, Rick Rubin and all the things we talked about today. That wasn't
like doing the most hip hop shit.
Yeah.
At a point, right.
And at a certain point, like influencing hip hop kids to try other things, like to try other styles.
And vice versa as well.
That's true, yeah. Like people who come up to us at the show.
In case you want a blunt.
I'm good.
You know what I mean? Just, we got to try to go Joe Rogan on us.
A great host.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're good. No, but it's now there's really no like boundary between genres at all.
Right.
Like virtually everything I listen to, I wouldn't call it a genre anymore. I wouldn't call it rock. I wouldn't call it it's just music. So that's the type of music I like. And we're at a point where almost everything is that way. Like the biggest records in the world are usually records that are like blending lots of different
Do you think that's always positive? That there is?
Well, maybe not. I mean, because people can be a tourist. Like the saddest part for me was when we were getting started and we realized that there are groups who are adding hip hop elements
just because it's a thing now. Yeah. Right.
Like, but now we've got scratching on this. Oh, we're rapping on this. But the guy doesn't know how to rap. Like, he's never listened to a rap record in his life and he's rapping on this track. Like that's the type of thing that when we were making music, we thought that was really corny. But now that doesn't really happen. Like now everybody's heard everything. You've got access to everything in the world.
You put your verses next to Jay-Z.
I mean, to be able to be on a record with him at the time, that was like a,
Like, I didn't realize how much you were like on that level with him. I was listening to it today and I was like, wow, you really put yourself.
But I feel like my best verses are not those verses at all.
But it could have easily went the other way.
Yeah.
You understand how that could have been taken the wrong way?
Yeah. People could have just been.
But that lets you know that that's really hip hop in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I mean, do you consider yourself or not consider an MC?
In terms of being, yeah. Like that's how I started.
Right.
Like I don't even we joke because I sing on the new record, which by the way I keep pointing here. But it's like actually on the camera. I keep pointing at the table. And like, why does he pointing over here? Why does he keep pointing over here? On the new record, like I sing a bunch. Of course, I'm still rapping a ton, but I sing a bunch. And in spite of that, I don't usually call myself a singer because I do think of myself as a rapper.
Right.
First.
God damn it.
Let's talk Grammys. You guys...
2 Grammys. Nominated 6 times, though.
I do have one on my own.
You got one on you right now? Wait, what did you?
Yeah, you said fuck the band. I'm gonna get my
I
own.
also have one.
What'd you get your own for?
I just want to be clear.
Let's talk about it.
He's a red on us right now. Look at him.
I never like to do that. I never like to do that.
Here's Bobby
He's
Brown.
so humble, like, well, Bobby Brown. Shit.
I don't even have to do that. I got it. No, I did. I won one just a couple of years ago for this like remix thing that I did. It was they had a category for a remix, and I did the remix. And
Oh, dope.
yeah, it happened.
Congrats.
It's crazy.
It's funny that you didn't want to. You felt awkward,
like, you know.
bigging it up and shit.
I don't. Yeah.
Nah, hell yeah. How does that feel?
We actually, you can.
Let's go. You got 2 Grammys.
Your Grammys.
How do you feel about it?
Oh, we didn't finish answering one of the earlier questions.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
bring
go
it back
to it. That's what we do.
You had the question about
And if anybody has to take a piss, because you've been drinking a lot of water, you can, here at Drink Champs, you just get up and go take a piss over there. No problems.
But you asked us about doing something with the Beatles.
Okay.
So we did Collision Course with Jay. And part of that climate around that time was Danger Mouse did the
Great album.
the Grey album, which is the Beatles.
Yes.
And then we're like, okay, they're asking us to perform because we're nominated, which is a good sign.
Right.
That something might happen. And then we're like, all right, how do we top this off? And we're like, oh wait, what if we get a Beatle? So we ended up bringing Paul McCartney out on the song.
But the crazy part was that we asked him. We came up with the idea like, okay, well, this brings it full circle, right? Like this.
By the way, can I stop you for a second? Please remember, I just love how y'all guys, it's just so cool.
Nonchalant about
Talking
it.
about the most legendary. Yo,
It'd be cool if we got a Beatle.
Like, I'm sitting there, my heart is like this. And you guys are talking about the most legendary shit in the most commonest way. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Well, I will say the award itself is great, but like the experience of doing that, that's,
Right.
it allows you to do these things, and that's what it's all about.
And on top of that, you know, we asked. We had done the Collision Course thing with Jay. We did a couple performances, like we had gone on stage with him a couple times. The record did what it did. It was great. People really liked it. And Jay was starting retirement. He was retired. So we had the idea to do this like full circle, like, oh, the mashup thing was big. Now it's coming to a close. And so let's bring it back to the beginning of it and do something with Paul McCartney and Jay. And so first we went to Paul's people and asked if he would be interested, because if he's not going to be interested, then the conversation's over. But he said yes. And we were like, okay, cool. And then we went to Jay and said, are you interested? And they said no. And we were like, what? And obviously shocked. And they were like, no, he retired. Like, he's not making music anymore. He's not going to get on stage. He just wants to he's doing the Def Jam thing. He's just going to do that.
President.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He was the president of Def Jam, and he just wants to be the executive, not an artist.
Right.
And so for us, we were like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is
got Paul
like, this is a
McCartney.
big deal.
Right.
It's the Grammys, it's Paul, whatever. So eventually he made an exception, because it was such a big thing that he made an exception.
That's a huge thing.
Huge. And then we had to plead our case. And then we go to the rehearsals for it. And the way this man, Paul McCartney, like Sir Paul, right?
Sir Paul.
He's a knight.
Yeah, he's been knighted.
He's literally Sir Paul McCartney. The way this man comes in and talks to people and acts, I kid you not, like we did the rehearsals, camera blocking and just practices. And he came off the stage and he saw this guy standing against the wall, like he was holding a broom. He was just kind of like staring. And Paul leaves everybody and goes over there and just has like a one-on-one conversation with a man who's literally the janitor. And he sat there and talked to him for 10 minutes. Just made that guy's whole life. Like it was like, you see stuff like that and you go, that's how to be, right? That's like, this is he's giving us a lesson in like, if you were to ever even conceivably be a portion as famous and important as he is, like this is how you treat people.
Well, you'd hope he'd be like that, because the era that they came up in and the whole like hippie movement, they were about that like
they were
freeness, you know, So you would hope that's
piece
the
of
person
love
he
and
was,
all that.
you know?
Yeah, I think that's the way. That was the experience I got.
Dope. That's dope. That's legendary.
It was crazy.